What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again. I'm here with Rose. Rose, you've just come on stream. Listen to this, everyone. She's come on stream, right? She's there, smiley, bubbly, ready to go, and I'm sitting there. What's that? She's like, I'm hoovering. I went, well, you're not. You're sitting there. She's like, now my robot's doing it. I was just like, fucking hell, it's a different life, and it's a different life.
You should get.
Rose, how are we?
You need to get a robot Hoover if you haven't got one already. It's
above my fucking pay grade. Jesus Christ. I need some more subscribers. I'm 28 short of a 10,000. Maybe I'll do it as a celebration on 10k. Maybe hit the like button, people, for fuck's sake. How are you anyway?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm really good at it. I think it makes such a difference when Everton are doing well. Like it's really good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm genuinely excited. Like, I'm excited about this season. I think we've started really well, and I've said in loads of videos, I don't want to get too overexcitable. You know, we're 3 games in the Premier League. We haven't lost. We've conceded 2 goals or whatever it is. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. 3 goals, but I'm really happy I'm just really happy that every single player seems to have almost like an identity. They seem to know what they're doing. They're all fighting in the right direction. You know, if there's a little bit of a, you know, like we saw with Richarlison the weekend, if there's a little bit of a moment, I mean, fucking hell, we're talking about leaders. Our leaders stepping up. Seamus Coleman, Andros Townsend.
Townsend, yeah.
It seems to be that we're going in the right direction for the first time in, I would say, a long time, and I'm really, really happy about it. And I know it's early, but I'm happy.
Damari Gray taking players on and shooting, you know, it's pretty good. It's a good change.
Yeah, fucking hell. Who knew that wingers could do that? Who knew that a winger could beat a man, carry a ball 40 yards and slot it in the bottom corner? Twice? Yeah. Twice 2 weeks running. Rose, as you know, I want to talk about transfers because I think tomorrow, we're going to see quite a few out potentially, and I think we're going to see quite a few in. I want to talk about some of the outs first. I think that's only fair. If you was a betting lady, what players are leaving tomorrow or today?
I think Hammers.
Yep.
Probably. Yeah, I think it's tricky with him. Like we've spoken about him before. I don't want to repeat what I've already said, but it's just getting a club to pay, like, you know, to pay his wages. That's still the issue. But I would be very surprised if he's still here come the end of the window tomorrow.
Yeah. Who else? Just him.
Just thinking about our squad, like. Yeah, no, you go. I mean, Moise Kean, of course. Like, yeah, like he's in Turin. He's gone. Aside from that, I don't know. Let me have a look at the squad. You pull the squad up.
I think it's fair to say. That deep down, I'm just going to come out and say it, Rose, just to stick you literally in the mud. I think it's fair to say that you used to completely, absolutely love James Rodriguez. Do you still love him in that sense?
No.
I also think so. I think Moise Kean, obviously, James Rodriguez. I think Andre Gomez could be out as well. I think it really wouldn't surprise me if he joined someone like Benfica or Porto.
Yeah.
I think if we can bring in a right back, I think John Joe Kenny will go somewhere.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if it really does depend on, I think, who leaves Everton and whether we need to. You know, I was semi-worried that PSG and Real Madrid would come to an agreement today for Mbappe. It doesn't appear to be the case. And if that was the case, I thought Richarlison would leave. And I thought Diaz would probably be his replacement. I don't think that transfer is going to happen. And therefore, I don't think the Diaz transfer is going to happen. But stranger things have happened.
Well, I say I've actually pulled up our squad there, and it's only Virginia that's gone out, and then we still got the likes of like Gordon, still here, and looking at Branthwaite as well. I mean, we've already got 4 centre backs. Yeah, how much game time is he going to get being here as well? So there's a couple that I would maybe like to see loaned out. I think it's always just tricky on deadline day. Like, it's always a big mad panic. But yeah, no, is there anybody else? No, see, I was looking at Gordon and Branthwaite because you want them to develop as well. And now with the wingers playing the way they are, Gordon, it's probably quite good for him to be around Townsend and Gray and actually learning. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Branthwaite, Gordon, Kenny, Gomez, James, Moise Kean, obviously he's gone already. I think he'll be confirmed very early morning tomorrow. And then I think to think about it, 6 players leaving Everton on the last day of the deadline day. There's quite a lot of change. So we're going to be busy internally from that sense. And then in terms of players coming in, I certainly think there's going to be a shock tomorrow. I think there's going to be a signing that Everton make that people don't necessarily expect. It could be a good one. It could be a bad one. John rang me up earlier and he said, what would you do tomorrow if Everton don't sign a right back, bring in Rondon, because I think that's probably going to happen. I think that again, I think that'll be confirmed early. And we signed Ross Barkley. I sat there and thought, fucking hell. Of all the players to come up with, he's the one that I just wouldn't want. Like, I'm cool with players that need to prove a point, and he does need to prove a point at this point, but he burnt a lot of bridges for me. A lot of bridges. What would you have him?
No. No. I think no. Yeah, no, I don't know how to expand on that. Just no. Yeah, just no. Like you say, like it's done. He left, and like that's. I think we just have to move on. I think there've been too many cases of bringing players back for sentimental value, and no. So, like, from the perspective of, he carries the ball, but he's still got no end product. Like, we already have players that do that. We don't need another one. And all of his injuries, like, I just don't. His best year, I think, was his last year for us, and that's like 5 years ago now. So, just no.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Okay, let's talk about some of the players that we have been linked with. Solomon Rondon, first of all, a player that some fans have sort of said, why, or, he's not good enough. He's just another Cenk Tosun. For me, Solomon Rondon offers a little bit more. I'm not saying he's a fantastic footballer. I'm not even saying he's a brilliant Premier League striker. None of that. But every time I saw him in a West Brom shirt at Everton, he showed our fans massive respect. He even gave his shirt away to an Everton fan one year. He's someone who I think will have all of the things that fans like. He's a leader, but he works hard. He grafts. He's prepared to get stuck in. He'll put a tackle in. Unfortunately, some of our players know that only too well, bless them. But he's someone that I think fits into the camp. What do you think about him?
I think it'd be an okay signing. I know a lot of fans have been kicking off about, signing Rondon, as you said, but I'm just looking at his stats, and this is only a couple of years ago. He played 32 times for Newcastle. He scored 11 goals, which that Newcastle side was not good. It was quite a bad team to be playing in. He just knows where the goal is, and he's not going to be starting. It's only if DCL gets injured, and then we need an actual out-and-out striker to come in and replace him, because I still don't think Richarlison is that person to play up front. So it won't. Again, it's kind of low risk. There won't be a huge fee involved. He won't be on massive money. I can see it happening. Benitez clearly already knows him, so he's probably going to work hard like Townsend, as you said, like everybody else. So that's come in. So why not? And for those people who I don't really rate the Premier League proven group of fans, but he is also Premier League proven. So there's that side of it. And yeah, he's 31, but I don't know, like I don't know if we're doing a 1 year or a 2 year thing with him, but yeah, no more than that because he is, 31 and getting on a bit now.
I actually thought he was older than that. Actually, I didn't realise he was 31. I thought he was older. So again, that's a little bit more refreshing for me because I thought he was about 34, 35. I did. He did well in that Newcastle side. He was very commanding. He did well at West Bromwich Albion. He never sort of struck me as a player that dropped tools. He always struck me as a player that tried hard for any team he played for, and that I think is all Everton can ask right now. That's the reason we signed Andros Townsend. He's 31. He's not playing every game, but when he does play, he literally leaves everything on that football pitch. And if we get that from Solomon Rondon, then I'll take that. And although obviously in the grand scheme of things, to me and you, probably 45, 50 grand a week is tons of money. In footballing perspective, it's not that much money really when we're looking at the players that we've let go or we are letting go. So I'm cool with it. Absolutely fine. It's a tick in the box for me. Gets us another striker that I rate higher than Cenk Tosun, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another player. A loan move potentially with a view to a signing, and we've seen this a few times actually with Everton. We're talking about right back position. Seamus Coleman's been a legend for Everton, but it's fair to say, we should have probably signed a new right back probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
we've signed a few. We had Sidibe on loan just to see if he could do it. We had that option to buy. We never took it up. I remember we signed Cuckoo Martina. He played left and right back. He could never get in over Coleman, so he was never good enough. We've approached Arsenal for Maitland-Niles, which apparently Arsenal have rejected, but they've got a very unhappy player on their hands now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I actually watched the Man City game. Like on where was that? I don't remember which day. Just at the weekend. Yeah, I watched that game in full, and Arteta brought him on, and I think it was about 4-0 by then, and his face was just like someone, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be coming on. This is so. That's the thing now with Maitland-Niles is that Arsenal have had such a bad start to the season, and they'll be looking at Everton thinking, do we really want to loan? I think he's quite a good player. So do we really want to loan him to Everton, make them stronger while we're struggling here at the bottom of the table? I think you almost wanted Arsenal to start okay. So, okay, yeah, let him go. And then their form to dip. Yeah. But yeah, no, I rate Maitland-Niles. I've seen him play. I watched him actually weirdly quite a fair amount while he was playing at West Brom. No, so like when he went out on loan. And they liked him. He's been linked with Wolves, with Tottenham. He's clearly not. He doesn't seem very happy at Arsenal at all. That he's always on the bench. And if he can't get into that defense, that's my kind of one worry of they're conceding 5 and he's still on the bench. But my question with him was that I thought he didn't want to play right back, or like the Arsenal fans are saying that he doesn't want to play in defense, like he wants to play in midfield. So. Yeah. It just depends on if Everton are going to say, well, if Coleman gets injured, then you'll need to play at right back. But otherwise, we'll try you in midfield and see how you do, I guess, to give Alan a break or, anybody else, Alan or Decore, for example.
I think I read something from, I think it was David Ornstein that I read something, and he basically said that Maitland-Niles is happy to play right back because his One England call-up was playing right back, so he's more than happy to play right back. There was a lot of speculation as to whether he wanted to or not, and look, I get it. Like if he's an attacking minded player, do you really want to play right back? But I'd argue these days that your right back essentially is a glorified winger anyway. There's nothing stopping him playing from right back and making those marauding runs, beating a man, delivering a ball. Or cutting inside and shooting from 20 yards, or I mean, Coleman won us the penalty the weekend. Coleman's our right back. He won us the penalty, charging into the box of the other team. So Maitland-Niles could walk in, play like he wants to play in midfield, do all of the attacking qualities, but he just needs to remember that He's got to keep his discipline, his shape, and play it right back. But I agree with you, Rose. I think it would be a good signing, a loan option to buy for say 20 million next summer. If he makes it, if he hits the grade, if he ticks the boxes, then he comes in. You bang on with Arsenal, though. Arsenal are not better than Everton. They're not. And I know they finished above us last season on goal difference or whatever it was. They're not better than Everton. Their squad isn't better. The players have signed aren't better. Their midfield isn't better. And I'm not digging out Arsenal. I've got a lot of Arsenal friends, you know, Turkish, for example, big friend of mine, loads of time for him. But I even think he would agree that Arsenal right now are a mess, are in no direction. And these younger players they've got, why would they want to stay? Joe Willock's another example of that. Why would they want to stay at Arsenal?
Yeah, to Newcastle. Yeah.
So
it's bad. Yeah, they're in a bad way. That's my only worry of they won't loan him out. They might just reject it just because of the state that they're in. But I hope we get it done.
Yeah, I agree. Some of the rumours around, again, I'm bringing up a player that's not even signing for Everton, a former Everton player, Nikola Vlasic. He's just signed for West Ham for a deal in total, I think about 38 million euros or something. But Everton get a 15% of that fee. So, you know, say 4.5, 5 million euros, pounds, whatever it is. That money can be used towards these loans. You know, this is money that Everton probably didn't expect to be getting. So there's swings and roundabouts to it. But if Everton can get that deal done over the line tomorrow, I'd be very happy with the two of them coming in. But I still think we need one more. And this is where I want to talk about a ball-carrying player. One we've been linked with only recently. Looks like West Ham aren't signing him. Is Jesse Lingard. Everton have been sort of linked with him. He did really well at West Ham last season. He was a player that we've been linked with last summer, and I said I don't want him. I don't think he's good enough, blah, blah, blah. He went to West Ham and was absolutely phenomenal and deserves a lot of credit for getting himself into England teams, etc. And do you would you take Jesse Lingard?
Yeah, same as you. If you asked me last summer, I would have said no, absolutely not. But after what he did at West Ham, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. I think potentially he could just be that like missing piece, like, you know, in terms of like the central, like you say, ball carrying midfielder. I mean, if you have, who would it be? Calvert-Lewin on current form, probably. The only thing is with him though, is that, you know, we've been playing that 4-4-1-1 under Benitez, you know, like against Brighton. Kind of where does he fit? Because I like Alan and Doucouré together, and then I like Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Gray, Townsend. So maybe Townsend drops to the bench, and then you play him more centrally. So I think Benitez will have to sort out something with the formation. But actually, that sounds quite good. Of Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, Gray, Lingard, like that's, you know, 4 very good attacking players in current form. So yeah, I'd take him, and I think United will let him go because obviously, you know, they've got so much talent that they don't need Jesse Lingard right now. So yeah, I can definitely see that one happening. Well, just Everton, isn't it? I hope we get Lingard done. Like I'd want one of those 3. Rondon is probably the most likely to get done, then probably Lingard, and then Maitland-Niles third. I'd be happy with the first 2. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because if he plays in centrally, I think he fits perfectly. Richarlison's the one that sort of sticks out for me at the minute with the players we've got, because I just don't know. I don't know where his head's at. You know, it looks like he's took a pop at Everton today because he put a picture on his Instagram in a Brazil shirt, saying at Everton, and that's because Everton won't release players to red country in the Premier League.
Right.
So Richarlison can't go on international. So it looks like he's kicked up a that. I mentioned that the other day about hierarchy. He obviously had his little moment about the penalty, I don't know what's going on with Richarlison at the minute.
So I don't know if his head's turned as well, with all the interests or, the apparent interest from PSG playing with Neymar. He does sulk. Like, that is the one thing with Richarlison is just the sulking. And what he did on the weekend is just so unacceptable. Like, if DCL is the first penalty taker, then he's the first. If we get a second one, take it. Like, it's yours. But then I know that he was also commenting on Instagram posts as well of like, I've been bottom of the hierarchy for 3 years or whatever, or like about the penalties. And I just, he's got to grow up now. Like, it's just not professional at the end of the day. Like, as much as I love Richarlison, I just think I'd hope that his head hasn't been turned. I mean, I think he's clearly not going anywhere now this summer, but I think next summer will be a different thing. I think we've got to kind of prepare for his departure, because I've always wondered about him and Calvert-Lewin, because they're both, good players, but I feel like they don't really link up very well. And like you saw on Sunday, like DCL was just staring at him like, give me the ball. And in the end, Townsend knocked it. I actually like Townsend. Townsend knocks it out of his hands and then, gives it to DCL. And so I think, like you say, the senior players are really important, but I don't know if DCL and Richarlison get along at all, because it would help in the team if they did, like just in terms of the chemistry when you play football. If you like each other, it's probably like a better thing, but I don't know what's going on with him.
We thought it for ages, I remember last season we were talking about the same thing, whether Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin get on, and I genuinely think there's been almost like a power struggle for who's number one, if you get what I mean, who is the go-to goal scorer for Everton, and it shouldn't really be like that. We want both goal scorers to score 25 plus goals a season. We want them both to do really well, and there isn't an eyeing team, but I am starting to worry that Richarlison's making this a little bit about him rather than the club. I love Richarlison, and I've been his biggest protector over the years. I remember me and John having a pretty much full-blown argument in a watch-along over Richarlison, because I was saying how important he is getting back, carrying the ball. But as great as that is for him, he literally kills it the other way when he is having these stroppy moments. And you see it in games. Yeah. He does strop. I don't think he's going to go now. I sat there yesterday and I says, look, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a bid, but I expected Mbappe to be gone today, and that doesn't appear to have happened. It's still early. It's still only 5:45. If Mbappe does go to Real Madrid, then I do not think Richarlison will be an Everton player come Wednesday. But it doesn't look like that's the case.
Yeah, because I think when the reports of Diaz were coming out, I thought, like that's the player that we want to get if Richarlison does end up going. And now the Diaz stuff's all gone a bit like cold and nobody's really reporting on it anymore. And I thought, well, Richarlison's probably staying then. That Diaz does look quite good though. Like I only watched him in clips and stuff, but he looked like quite a good player for Everton to be looking at, just in case Richarlison did go. I think it's tough with Richarlison. Like it is what he does on the pitch, but then like I just apart from that Instagram post he's done today, I think normally he gets it right on like social media. Like he's winding up all the team's fans, like Southampton's fans, and like he seems to get Everton. Like, and I feel like that's quite a quality that we need. And like the same way in Calvert-Lewin, like he's hitting the badge on Sunday, and like just something like that gesture is like, okay, he's happy to be here. There was one thing about the Arsenal fans actually that I wanted to touch on that's actually really winding me up. I don't know why it's winding me up so much, but every day I'm just seeing like Arsenal fans saying, "Oh yeah, we'll get DCL for 30 million." And I'm just like, what, for his hair? Like what are you trying to buy like for that sort of money? It's just and I'm like, you guys, I like the Everton fans actually. Someone said, "Oh, I don't think he wants to play in the Championship next season." Like, so it's pretty good. But like, Arsenal fans, like, I don't think DCL wants to come to you. Like, I just, I don't know if any Arsenal fans watch your channel, Mike, but just no, it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I've got, as I said, Ligue 1, Turkish. I've got Arsenal friends. Big channels. people I like and respect and trust, but I think those guys aren't delusional of where Arsenal are. I do not think, and I did say this actually a couple of weeks ago. I said, look, where Everton were going and where Arsenal are going, I actually thought the trajectory was like that, and I thought Arsenal were going to leapfrog us, etc. I don't think that's the case. I just don't. I think Arteta is sinking that ship, and I think Arsenal will be lucky to finish in the top 10 this season. I really do, and they've got a big points gap to catch on their perceived top 5 of the other top 6 now. I think
even us. Like I was talking to like a friend about it, and I said, well, actually, like we're 7 points ahead of them. We have to lose 3. They have to win. So even like if they're competing with Tottenham and United, like Liverpool, like if they think they're that level, then you're already so far behind. Like, but even us, like even little old Everton, like we're 3 games ahead of you. So
that's what I mean. I mean, when I look at Arsenal playing, and I look at Wolves, for example, playing against Manchester United yesterday. Wolves were better in every department to Arsenal. They were. And they're both on 0 points, bottom of the league, and Wolves looked a country mile better than Arsenal. I don't think Arteta's the right man for him, and I think it's a real struggle. The whole DCL thing I've just found weird because it's almost
I'm a bit obsessed with him, actually. Yeah, like it's
like a perception that they can just walk into Everton, go, right, we're going to take your goal scorer, your talisman, we're going to take him out, and we're going to have him in our side. And that isn't the case, because he would be stupid to join Arsenal right now over Everton. And I don't even think, if anything, Everton could go to Arsenal and offer them more, if you get what I mean. There's more strategy, there's more plan, there's more excitement around Everton right now than there is Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that I quite like Arsenal too. Like I made no, like, as a historic club, and like, the early 2000s, like who didn't enjoy watching them play? But I just look at those 2 teams and I'm like, it's by their logic, we can get Saka for about 10 million. It just doesn't make any sense. But that was my only thing that I've seen this week. And actually, no, their obsession started last season because they kept photoshopping DCL into the Arsenal kit, and it just looked horrendous.
What if you was a betting lady, then out of 2, 3, 4 signings tomorrow, how many do you think Everton make?
I think 2.
2?
Yeah, I think Rondon, almost certainly. I'd love to get Lingard. I think, like, purely for just to help the attacking power of the team, to help the midfield. I think I'd go with those 2. But in the same way, I'll be happy if it's Rondon and Maitland-Niles. All 3 would be great. I don't know if that's too much to ask, though. So I'm going to go with 2, and I think it will be Rondon and probably Maitland-Niles. I think we'll get it done. Let's see if Arsenal let him go, though.
Yeah, I'm going to put my head on the block and say 3, just out of real hope, really. Like, it's genuine just hope. But I hope we do go and get Rondon. I hope that's done deal. I would love us. We need a right back. I don't want to see a mixture of Ben Godfrey, Mason Holgate, Seamus Coleman, and whoever else we can stick a right. I want a right back. And if it's Maitland-Niles, bring him in. If it's Patterson, who we've had a second bid rejected for today, whoever, like, I'm not bothered. Just bring one in. And I would really love Jesse Lingard. I think that completes our midfield. I think Barmin's like a new signing. I think Decore and Allen have started fantastic. I just think we could do with maybe a ball carrying midfielder at times, straight from the middle of the team. And Lingard does that. Lingard does that all day. You can you can almost experiment then with Damari Gray, Lingard, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Andros Townsend. You can sort of experiment with the 5-over-3 positions. It gives us options, gives us more depth. I'm all for those 3 signings. So they're the 3 I want. But if I come on here after deadline day and Everton have come out and signed Ross Barkley, then there's going to be fucking issues.
Yeah, same on my channel. Yeah, no, not Ross Barkley. I'd rather sign nobody, to be honest, than Ross Barkley. That's how much I don't like him. I genuinely dislike him so much that I'd rather just put Gabam on there, but for somebody else there, like, I just don't want to sign him again.
Sign me and roll me up to the pitch, roll me up, and then roll me on, and I'll be like, come on then. Rose, look, we'll leave it there. Thank you ever so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure. I may do a stream tomorrow, so if you are free at any time tomorrow, I'm not going to do a long stream. It might be I'll go live for say 30-40 minutes at say 7 o'clock or something, I don't know, and just have a little bit of a talk about how deadline day is going in general. So you're more than welcome on.
Thank you.
But yeah, guys, that's it really. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and you like. I'll put the link for Rosie's in the description below as well. Rosie's smashing it. Go over to her channel. It's Everton Rose. Hit the subscribe button. She's on Instagram and Twitter as well. Go and follow her. Go and support her. She's fucking brilliant. And yeah, that's all for me. I'm just buzzing, ready to fucking go. Back to work tomorrow. Off we go.
Same. Yeah. Bye.
Up the beautiful toffees. See you later, people. Peace.
Bye.